What up, everybody? It's your boy Sack the King up in this motherfucker, man. Back with another life story. Sorry I've been leaving y'all hanging, man. You know what I'm saying? I haven't posted in a minute, but hey, I'm back. I'm gonna give y'all a couple new videos tonight. Single nigga meals, a game time, and this life story right here, man. So as y'all can see from the title, Frank the Freak. Somebody I will never forget, man. Never, ever forget, man. But before I get into that, man, make sure you hit that subscribe button below so you can be the first to know and you can help the channel grow, man. I'm still giving away $100 once I reach 1,000 subscribers to a random subscriber, man. Christmas is coming up. New Year's is coming up, man. You might need a little extra cash so you can do your thing, man. So hit that subscribe button, share any videos that you like on my channel, and help the channel grow, man. I appreciate it. Salute to all my returning subscribers and viewers. Salute to all my new viewers and subscribers, and let's get into it. Now, this story takes place back in about 1995, 1996. Can't remember the exact year, but it's between 1995 and 1996. Now, back in those days, way before social media, right? And I know some of y'all probably watching this can't even remember back then because you wasn't even born yet, right? So back in 1995, 1996, I'm about 12, 13 years old. You know what I'm saying? We used to have something called the chat line, the party line. You know what I'm saying? You call up, and it was just like a whole gumbo pot of people online. You know what I'm saying? Some of them had different rooms. Some of them just had a free room where everybody was just fighting to talk. You know what I mean? It'd be bitches on there. It'd be people from all over. I remember I was living in Sacramento, right? And it'd be people all the way in Bakersfield on some of these chat lines, right? And I remember all the Mexican girls used to be like, yeah, this is Maria from Eastside Bakers. You know what I mean? Like, that's how they used to be on there. You know what I'm saying? So anyways, man, I used to be on the chat line all the time just bagging on fools. That's what I used to do, right? But sometimes I used to want to talk to girls, but it was a lot of older motherfuckers on there. Like I said, man, I was like 12 or 13. But me at 12 or 13, I was already off the porch doing grown-ass shit. I'm already having sex. I'm already smoking weed. I'm already, involving myself in gang activities. I'm doing all of the dumb shit. You feel what I'm saying? Now, this just happened to be a day I was inside the house hella bored one day. So, like I said, I was already previously calling the chat line, fucking with people or whatnot. But on this particular day, I ended up getting a new chat line phone number. So this new chat line, like I said, this one had rooms. You can press 1 for this room, press 2 for this room, it went on. You guys get the point. So, my stupid ass, like I said, I used to be on there all the time. But one time, they used to have little ads right in between. So, like, say you went into one room and you was over here clowning. I used to get on there and bag on niggas because I used to have this one little CD. I forget what that shit called. I want to say called Snapping or something, right? And it was just a bunch of motherfuckers on there snapping, like, bagging on each other, you feel me? And so I used to take some of them jokes and I used to get in the chat room and I used to bag on niggas with some of them same jokes. But I'm a little ass kid, but of course I'm trying to disguise my voice or whatever, and I used to make motherfuckers laugh. Well, on this particular chat line, you know what I'm saying, this one had different little rooms or whatever, but when you got out of one room and you went to another room, it would play like a little ad, like, hey, call this number for adult chat line, whoop, whoop, whoop. So, my stupid ass being bored, like I said, I wrote down the little adult chat line. I'm like, hell yeah, I'm about to get some grown bitches on here. You know what I'm saying? Now, this is back in the days where there wasn't no cell phones. It was a house phone, you know what I mean? But I'm on the cordless phone, right? So, if you remember how house phones was set up, anytime you called them 800 numbers or something like that, your ass was getting charged. You feel what I'm saying? Yeah, your ass was getting charged on your phone bill, on your mama's phone bill, because I was a little ass kid, right? So now the regular chat line was free. Everybody called that. It was free. But when you start calling them adult chat lines, that shit costs money. And back in the days, it was probably like $3 per minute, which is still even high to this day. If you get on there, do $3 times 30 minutes on the fucking chat line, and you're gonna add that math up, and it's still gonna be a damn, a little ticket, right? So my stupid ass is gonna call the adult chat line, right? So I remember, on this adult chat line, it was letting people like you would press a button, it was men and women. So Press 1 for men, press 2 for women. Of course, I like bitches, so I'm pressing 2 every time. And on there, you would hear like little what is it? Like little ads. Like I said, if you watch them live links videos that I had made, it was sort of like that. Like you would say your name and then you would give like a little brief description, right? So, somewhere in the back of my conscience, I kind of knew that probably this shit was going to be a charge, and I didn't plan on staying on that bitch that long anyway, right? So me thinking that I could outsmart the system, here's what I do. When they say, what's your name, and then give a little brief, like maybe like a little 10-second intro, right? So, boop, I'm like, yeah, this is Frank, and I'm looking for a freak. You know what I'm saying? Why I thought of the name Frank and why I said I was looking for a freak, still to this day, 20-something years later, I still don't know why I said that shit, right? But this shit will come back to haunt my ass, right? So let me tell you what happened. I don't even remember talking to anybody on that bitch or nothing. I just remember saying, I remember my intro name, hey, this is Frank. And my intro was, and I'm looking for a freak. Boop, you know what I'm saying? So I get on there, I'm bullshitting or whatever on there. I get off. I forget all about that shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm back to doing stupid ass shit. Back to smoking weed. Back to having sex. Back to being in these streets trying to gangbang. Back to doing stupid ass shit. Breaking into houses and all that other shit I was doing at 12 and 13 years old, right? So I remember one day, I just happened to stay home from school, right? I just happened to stay home from school this day, right? Maybe about a month later. It was about a month later. My mom was, we had Pacific Bell. If you from California, you remember Pacific Bell. That was the main phone company in California. It was either Sprint or Pacific Bell. You had one of the two, right? So we had Pacific Bell. And I remember the Pacific Bell phone bill had came, right? And one thing about my mom is when my mom was at home during the day, my mom was on the phone all fucking day. My mom had 100 people that she could talk to on the phone all fucking day long. Like when my mom wasn't working, my mom was a hard ass worker. She worked 2 jobs a lot of years of my life. But when she was at home watching soap operas, watching fucking Ricky Lake and Sally Jesse Raphael and Jerry Springer and all that shit. Yeah, Jerry Springer was on back in them days too. She was on the phone all day, gossiping, talking, whatever. You know what I'm saying? So I remember this one day in particular, I stayed home from school. And my mom's on the phone like it's nothing. So I remember, we used to have them old mailboxes, and when the mailman lifted up and he dropped it, you could hear it clank. So when it clanked, my mom was like, hey, go get the mail outside. So I went outside and I got the mail and I brought it to her. I didn't think nothing of it, right? So in this mail was the phone bill, Pacific Bell phone bill. Now, as I said, this was like a month after I'd already been calling the chat line and shit. So I didn't think nothing of it. You know what I mean? So I could hear my mom make a loud ass exclamation. My mom was like, what in the fuck? You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, my ears perked up. I'm like, oh shit, it's going to get good around here. What happened? You know what I mean? So I opened up my door a little bit. And so my mom's on the phone and she's looking at this motherfucking phone bill. She's like, girl, my motherfucking phone bill is such and such. It must have been a couple $100, right? My mom was fucking furious. My mom was like, oh, hell no, girl. Let me call you back. I got to call these motherfuckers and let them know. Like, I didn't call this number or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So, longer story short, my mom called a phone company. And the phone company's like, well, no, that shit is on your bill. We can't do nothing about that shit. In a nutshell, this is what I couldn't hear what was going on, but I'm guessing by my mom's reaction that this is what's going on. You know what I'm saying? So basically what Pacific Bell had told my mom is that they can't do nothing about it. It's on her phone bill. She's going to have to call the company and get that shit straightened out. You know what I'm saying? So I'm listening the whole time like, shit, what's going on? I'm being nosy, you know what I'm saying? So my mom was furious at this point because she thought that the phone company was she knew that they had made a mistake, but they couldn't do nothing about it. And now she got to call this whole other number, you know what I'm saying? And deal with them. So that's what she does. Boom, 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 boom. She calls the number. She calls customer service. She's like, hey, I just got my phone bill. Pacific Bell told me that, they can't do nothing about it. So what is this charge on my phone bill? And my my mom was they told my mom, okay, let me backtrack. So after my mom had called the phone company, she called her friend back. That's what happened. And she's like, girl, these motherfuckers told me that I couldn't do nothing. And it's some kind of adult hotline that's called. And I'm just thinking like, my mom was thinking that my dad had called that shit, right? My dad is a truck driver, you know what I'm saying? So he's on the road. He ain't even home yet. So I remember her talking to her friend on the phone, and she's like, yeah, girl, I think Kenneth has called this number or whatever. And I'm just thinking like, ooh, my dad about to get his ass in trouble when he get home. My mom about to let my dad have it, you know what I'm saying? So I'm like, yeah, it's going down, you know what I mean? So what my mom did was that she called the fucking phone company after that, right? So my mom calls the phone, or not the phone company, but my mom calls the hotline and talks to her customer service. And my mom was like, yeah, there's charges on my fucking phone bill. I didn't make these calls, who made these calls and what can I do to get it off my phone bill? And so apparently the people was like, oh, well, we have a recording of, the person who called. That little intro that I made, right? So my mom was like, they were like, do you want to hear it? My mom was like, hell yeah, I want to hear it. And I'm just thinking like, ooh, my dad gonna be in trouble when he get home, right? So I'm listening by the door, you know what I'm saying? And sure enough, my mom was like, yeah, let me hear it. So I can hear it. It was like a little dead silence. My mom was listening, and then she got back on the phone with the customer service, and my mom was like, you know what? I know exactly who that is. And I'm thinking, ooh, my dad is in trouble. You know what I'm saying? I'm having no idea. I'm not even thinking about me being the person that did none of this shit, right? So I can hear my mom talking, and she's basically saying she knows who did it. And then, she needs this taken off her phone bill or whatever because some reason, you know what I mean? I can't remember if she said that it was an adult who called or whatever. I didn't really hear that part. But I do remember this. When my mom got off the phone, my mom was like, Christopher! I guess that's how my mom used to call my name when she was mad at me and I was going to get my ass tore up about something or cursed out, right? My mom was like, when my mom got off the phone, she was like, Christopher! I'm like, what the fuck is she calling me for? So I'm like, huh? She was like, you little motherfucker. She was like, oh, you want to be grown? Frank? Who's Frank? I'm like, it wasn't clicking in my head. She was like, yeah, motherfucker, you gonna be calling these adult chat lines talking about your name is Frank and you're looking for a freak. Motherfucker, my phone bill is $200 this month. Right? My mom was letting me have it. I didn't get no ass whooping that day, but my mom sure grounded my motherfucking ass for at least a month around that bitch. And when my dad got home, he let my ass have it too. Because my mom was so worked up that whole fucking day. And when she got off the phone, she's calling all her friends like, girl, this motherfucker Chris done ran up my goddamn phone bill. $200 talking about his name is Frank, the freak, and he's looking for a freak. This little bastard. You know what I'm saying? Bruh, I was in so much fucking trouble by my parents, bruh. They grounded my motherfucking ass. My phone, every time that my friends was calling, my mom was letting their ass know. Oh, you looking for Chris, a.k.a. Frank? No, he's not here. He can't talk on the phone. He's grounded. Don't call my motherfucking house no more. Click. My mom was doing all my friends like that. All my little girlfriends, she was clowning. My mom was so fucking pissed off because they didn't want to take this charge off of her motherfucking phone bill. You know what I'm saying? But that's not the worst part. The worst part is for hella years, right? My mom would bring this shit up all the time. And that shit became like my family name for like 5 straight years. Every time my mom was telling the whole fucking family what I did, and everybody started calling me Frank the Freak. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just like, stop fucking calling me Frank the Freak. Like, bruh. So that just goes to show that you can do one fucking thing and that shit can stick with you for a long ass fucking time, man. I got another story about the time I thought 911 was a joke, and I will tell that story at another time, man. But yes, Frank the Freak, stupid ass Chris, little ass Chris, thinking that he's grown, calling an adult chat line, and ran up my motherfucking mama's phone bill, a couple $100 off of that stupid ass shit. I was probably on there only for like 15 fucking minutes, and ran up my mom's phone bill like $300 fucking dollars, which was way more money than it is now. in the mid 90s, man. So yeah, Frank the Freak, a person I will never forget, because like I said, my whole family was calling me that shit for years on end, and it was like an inside family joke that I just fucking hated. You know what I'm saying? So yes, here's your boy Sack the King, man. Hit that subscribe button below so you can be the first to know and help the channel grow, and don't run up your mama's phone bill, man.